What's up? What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality Podcast. I'm your host. I am Caitlin Kenna, and today, no guest, just me, myself, and I, preaching to the choirs. But I want to start off by saying that this concept, if you can grasp it, which I really hope that you can, will add a ton of value to your life. And I'm going to start with how it helped me, because all of these concepts that I go over throughout this entire podcast come from my own experience and how I've been able to build my own story and build my own journey through learning these lessons. And today's lesson is pretty simple. It's about taking ownership and about overcoming or dropping or getting rid of a victim mentality. And, I'm going to be honest, guys. Having a victim mentality or a victim mindset is human nature. It's literally a default that all humans go to when an obstacle or a difficult moment is thrown in their lives. So we've all been there, myself included, and I'll tell a backstory to it, where we're sitting there and we're pointing the finger at every single other person, every single other circumstance or situation in our life. We're blaming the entire world around us, when in all reality, we need to point that finger back at ourselves and take responsibility. And until we can take responsibility for our own actions or for all the things that are happening to us, then we're going to be stuck. And I'm kind of going to revert it back to when I was really struggling with my eating disorder about 5 years ago, when I was in, we'll say, the thick of it, right? I was 89 pounds. I was purposely starving myself. I knew at that point exactly what I was doing. There were some moments where, I think I'm fat. But at this point, I knew that I was on a path, if I didn't make a change, to death, really. But I wasn't taking responsibility for my actions that led me to that point. I had a pretty rough childhood. I was moving from North Carolina to New York, from New York to North Carolina and then back to New York. My parents got separated. There was just a lot of drama, we'll call it, going on in my life, and it led to me inevitably developing an eating disorder, because that was how I found control in my life. The whole world was burning around me, so, hey, I can control if I don't eat or not. And, my self-esteem wasn't the best. I was getting bullied a lot in middle school and high school, so I thought this was the way. But at that point, I was blaming, all the situations that were going on around me, blaming my parents, blaming the kids who were bullying me. I was blaming everybody else, but I wasn't blaming myself. Nobody told me that I need to starve myself. And even if somebody did tell me that, I'm the only one who can make the choice to starve myself, right? Nobody can do it for me. Nobody's literally forcing me to do it. And it wasn't until I actually took responsibility for my own actions and realized that the reason why I'm in this position isn't because of my father, isn't because of the kids in school. It's because I made the choices to starve myself. I made the choices to overexercise. I did this. But the cool thing is that if you do recognize this, that means you're aware. And when you are aware of your situation, that means that you can make that change, and we're all capable of making the change that we want to make, and we have the power within us to make that change. But you have to realize that nobody's going to do it for you. And that's what I had to recognize in that moment. It was never easy, and it never will be easy, but it will always be worth it. And if you ever want to be successful, progress, reach your goals, you have to be able to take ownership and take responsibility for your choices, decisions, and actions. Because, guys, at the end of the day, we are in control of our attitude, of our effort, and our actions. In life, it's really easy for us to blame others or blame certain situations or circumstances for your own shortcomings. But you can spend all the time that you want blaming the world around you, but you will not progress until you can accept the fact that the reason you are where you are in your life, whether you're happy with where you are or not, is 100% because of you. No one else. You. Nobody forced you to do the choices or do the decisions, right? And then you can play, you can argue with me and you could say, hey, well, I didn't make the decision to be in this situation. I didn't make the decision to have my parents or have my boss or have my coworkers or the kids around me at school, right? But you decided how you responded to that situation. You decided the perspective that you had, and you decided what choices, decisions, and actions that you took. Nobody else did it for you. So stop wasting your time and energy saying boo me, boo hoo, and start taking action to change the parts of your life that you're not satisfied with. Because as a coach, right, I'll use this example. I could go up to any person that I see who needs help, who's not healthy, who needs fitness, who needs nutrition to be able to live a higher quality life and to be able to live a longer life and a healthier life. No matter how desperate they are, if they recognize that they need to lose the weight or if they recognize that they need to change their habits, if they are not willing to take the action to actually execute the plan and change, they will never change. They will never reach their goals. I can tell anybody exactly what they need to do to reach their goals and why they need to do it. But I can never do the work for them. And that crushes me as a coach because I want to see people succeed so badly. And when somebody comes to me with a goal and they are unwilling to meet me halfway because they're getting in their own damn way, that kills me. So guys, I'll leave it here. Challenge yourself today to take a step back, look at the world around you, and if you're unsatisfied with a piece of your life, then recognize that you are in control to take responsibility, take ownership, and once you can do that, that's step 1, take ownership. Step 2 is take physical actions to solve that problem and make that change. And you're always in control. So guys, go out today, make it a great day. And if you want to reach a goal, visualize it. You see it? Do you see it? Now fucking chase it and run as hard as you can. I don't care if you slip. I don't care if you're crawling, if you're walking. Go as fast as you can. Go as hard as you can. And never give up. Keep pushing, guys.